Hey everybody, this is Modern Refugee. Wanted to do a video on a different take on a bug out bag. And Now I've always carried some type of get home bag, bug out bag in my vehicle for years already. So do all my family members. But my recent medical emergency that I had showed me that not all situations are the same or are going to require the same type of gear in your get home bag depending on what the emergency is. Now, I think most people, when they think of a get home bag or a bug out bag, it's either a bag that they grab because they're evacuating because they have to get out of the area because something's going on, or something happened where they have to walk home or egress on foot back to where they're at. They might have to spend a night or two unexpectedly outside. I think most mindsets when it comes to um, get home and bug out bags fall into those two categories. But the situation that happened to me was I fell ill unexpectedly, and I spent a week unexpectedly in the hospital. And I guess most people can see where most of the normal things that are in a bug out or get home bag probably aren't going to help you if you're in a hospital. And After this happened to me, of course, my medical problems were still going on. So when I got home, I actually put together a basically a hospital go bag, a hospital bug out bag, call it what you will. Something that I could grab if I knew something was wrong and I was going to have to go back to the ER or maybe have to spend a couple of days in the hospital or I would have to have a medical procedure done. I put together a bag, took a little bit of time to look at what I used and what I didn't use that week that I was in the hospital. And I put together a simple bag and I'm going to show you guys what that looks like. And that's basically it. It's just got a basic shoulder strap. And what it is this was actually called a swimmer's bag. I bought it at Walmart. It was like $7. It's just a big mesh bag with a drawstring on top. And it's got a heavy shoulder strap that I can just put it over my shoulder. And These are some of the things that I put in it. One of the things that helped me out the most when I was in the hospital for that week was a blanket. My daughter gave me a blanket, and this is the actual blanket she gave me. It's basically just like a blanket that you throw over your lap if you're sitting in a recliner. But this was probably one of the best things that I had for that week I was in the hospital. Hospital rooms aren't always warm, and the blankets that they give you aren't always 100%. This supplemented what I had there, kept me warm and toasty while I was going through my medical emergency. So this is a very important item, and I had no problem. The people at the hospital didn't care one way or another that I had basically my own blanket. And Going on about being cold, um, a sweatshirt, just a sweatshirt, hoodie, so you can stay warm, put your hood up if you're sleeping. Again, this was something that came in handy. I had my hospital gown on, but there were lots of times I had a sweatshirt on too, so I could stay warm because they wanted me to walk. So different parts of the hospital we were walking through are going to be colder than others. And most most of the other things that are in here are going to be basically clothes. I've got several changes of underwear, um, several changes of socks. Plus, they actually gave me some socks that have the no slip thing on because sometimes you don't, when you don't feel good, you don't want to put your shoes on. And they actually gave me this. So I threw a pair of these anti slip socks in here as well. Several shirts, just basic shirts. I found that the Under Armour style shirts were probably the best for when I was in the hospital, and a couple of pairs of sweatpants because easy on and easy off if they're checking you for different things or whatnot. Sometimes you got to strip down for whatever. So I wanted to have a couple of changes of clothes because if you've been in the hospital like 3 days, 4 days, and you haven't changed your clothes or whatever, you're still in that hospital gown, you're kind of uncomfortable, and that affects your mindset. If you're comfortable, know that you've cleaned yourself up a little bit, whatever, it increases your morale a lot. So when your morale's a little bit better, you can handle just a little bit more adversity. That will pull you through just a little bit more. Now, another thing that I don't see a lot of people talk about when they get in their bug out bags and whatever, and that's spiritual, advice. You're in a hospital, something bad happened. Um, Having a Bible or whatever your personal faith is, having something like that to reinforce your faith while you're in that bad situation can you help you out a lot, so something as simple as just a small leather bound Bible. This is my little personal Bible here. Something like that, again, get your mind in the right place, or you have the ability to go through and keep close to your faith while you're going through some bad situation like that, like the unexpected medical emergency. A couple of other things that I got here. One is hygiene stuff. Now, a lot of people, when they talk about bags and stuff like that, they don't say, I got carry deodorant in my get home bag because, you're out, whatever, you're out in the woods or the bush. You don't really need deodorant or anything for a situation like that. But if you're in the hospital 7 days, again, that goes back to, you can clean yourself up, put on some deodorant, you can feel kind of refreshed. And again, that improves your mindset. And keeping that mindset in the right place while you're in the hospital and while you're sick can kind of aid in your healing. At least I believe that to be true. The closer you can keep to normal, the better the chances are that you're going to heal and have that right mindset to heal. So, what I got in here is I got a bottle of soap that they actually gave me a bunch of these, so I actually threw them in there, and got some deodorant. I got my toothbrush, toothpaste, and then some wipes. Again, because sometimes you can't even take a shower. You might have to take a sponge bath, and those wipes will help you do that. And that's another thing that will increase your mindset, give you a boost in your morale. And then the other thing that helped me out quite a bit is my charging cords. I had charging cords. I had squares so I could plug in my headphones. I normally always have headphones with me so I could listen to stuff on my phone, not have to disturb other people, listen to YouTube or whatever. But I have a couple different charging cords, and then I had a larger battery pack. There's my cords and my battery pack, and this battery pack's 3 full charges on my phone, which kept my phone up and running. And then this right here, you see a lot of people talk about right in the rain, um, notebooks and stuff in their get home bags, but nobody ever says what they write down in those notebooks. And here is something to have written down in those notebooks that will help you out if you ever run into a medical emergency like that. And that's your medications. Any medication that you take, the dosages, how many times a day you take it, if you have any medical implants like a stent or anything like that, that is something that is, if you have that written down and you have that in a bag like this, you can have that resource. Because you know what, when you're in pain and you don't feel good, you're going to forget things. You're not going to be able to you might not be able to tell the nurses and the doctors and stuff, hey, I take this 3 times a day. I take this as it's needed. And that's something that they don't want to hear. They don't want to hear, yeah, I take this particular medication as needed. They want to know how it's written on that particular prescription bottle. They don't care how what your interpretation of that is. Well, if that is the case and you're sick, you can say, hey, you know what? I got everything written down in this little notebook here. Here, take this little notebook that's got my medication in it and everything, and then they can transfer that into their computers and they can get your medication correctly. Because don't assume that you're going to go to a hospital that you've been to before that already knows your medical history. You might be like me and get sent to a place that you ain't never been to in your life, and you have to somehow communicate all your medical history to these strangers that you just met 5 minutes ago after they brought you in on an ambulance, and you're, you know, pumped full of morphine because you're in pain, you're in so much pain. And under those circumstances, I think most people can see how you would forget or not, things don't come to you right away with all your medical history. But if you have everything written down in your little notepad right here, you can pass that off, and then that information can be transferred to that other medical facility basically seamlessly, or as seamlessly as possible under the circumstances. So I've put together this bag here, and as long as I'm dealing with this particular medical situation right now, this is going to stay real close to the back door in case I have some type of relapse or something goes wrong, where I can grab that and I can head wherever I got to head to get the medical attention that I need. But I thought it was just a different take on a bug out bag video here, um, showing how sometimes you don't have the right stuff in your bag that you need. And this is one of those situations where I took my real world experience and I said, you know what? It's time for a change. It's time to have another bag here for another set of circumstances. And that's what this is. But anyway, this is Modern Refugee. I appreciate all my subscribers out there. Hope you guys got a little information, a little entertainment out of this video here. Explaining some different ways to look at get home and bug out bags. You guys take care.